All right, you guys, if this is your first time ever stopping by Raw Detroit, I'd like to thank you for stopping by. I'd like to thank those who've been subscribing to the channel to get the channel to where it's at right now. I couldn't be nothing without you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. But today we're going to talk about a prospect that I think that the Detroit Lions definitely need to make a point of interest. You know, when you're looking at the Detroit Lions season, and we knew coming into the season that it was going to be a rebuild. It wasn't going to be easy. And right now it looks nasty. You know, the Lions are 0-8 right now and pretty much the talk of the town, and everybody's laughing at them. They're the doormats of the NFL. And you have to go out and be able to evaluate this team, evaluate talent, evaluate every position on the team. And I definitely think that Desmond Ridder has to be a point of interest for the Detroit Lions. Now, I don't know what round you would be able to get Desmond Ridder in, because it depends on how high he's taken. He could be taken in the second round or even the third round. But the way he has been leading his Cincinnati team, and now they're number 2 in the nation. And if he takes this team to the playoffs this year, definitely it's going to bring a lot of stock his way. And his stock is going to go through the roof. But the reason why I want to talk about him, because, you know, guys, if you know me, I love the dual threat quarterback. I love guys that can extend plays. I love guys that can make plays. I know the Detroit Lions need playmakers, and I look to Desmond Ridder because I feel like that this is a kid that can come in and compete. He's about 6'4", 215 pounds, and we're going to get into some of his stats, his collegiate stats, and just go over it. All right, guys, in his freshman year, he's been starting at quarterback at Cincinnati since his freshman year. Freshman year, he threw for 2,445 yards passing with 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. His sophomore season in 2019, he passed for 2,164 yards with 18 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. And then you see in 2020, his junior season, he passed for 2,296 yards and 19 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And then right now, he's currently on track to break some of his passing records and break some of the records that's at Cincinnati this season. Right now, he has passed over 2,121 yards with 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. And even an interception that I saw yesterday when I watched the game, Cincinnati against Tulsa, it wasn't his fault on the interception. The dude ended up tipping the ball, and the defensive back was right there to make the play on it. So I'm not going to count that against Desmond Ridder, but phenomenal, talented quarterback, can make every throw, has a great, he puts a great spin and velocity on the ball. And I love this kid's game, man. I definitely think that he would be a guy that I would bring in to compete with Jared Goff. At this point, you need somebody that's going to compete with him, because if Jared Goff is not playing up to par, then you have to make the decision to yank him. I don't care what he's being paid. You know, when the Philadelphia Eagles yanked Carson Wentz last year and decided to put in Jalen Hurts, and Hurts started playing for some phenomenal football for the Eagles, you got to do what you got to do to be able to get the locker room of the team. And Detroit needs talent, man. And I definitely think that Desmond Ridder is one of the most talented quarterbacks coming into this draft class. And then I want to talk a little bit, too, about his ability to be that dual threat quarterback. Also, Desmond Ridder, we're going to go into the stats on his rushing. In 2018, he carried the ball 149 times for 583 yards with 5 scores on the ground. In 2019, he had 144 rushing attempts for 650 yards rushing with 5 touchdowns. And then also in 2020, he had 98 attempts, which was way less than what he normally carries the ball. And he still rushed for 592 yards with a whopping 12 touchdowns on the ground. Now, this season, he hasn't been running as much. He carried the ball about 67 times. He has 67 attempts with 214 yards rushing and 4 scores on the ground. So this year, he's probably trying to be a more complete quarterback, making sure that he can stand in the pocket and deliver the football as well. But definitely, man, I love everything about Desmond Ridder's game, and I would bring him in. I would definitely bring him in. I would draft this kid, no doubt, in my mind, because it's time to get some talent on the Detroit Lions. And this is a talented quarterback, and I definitely think that the Detroit Lions need to have him on the big board. This is one of the guys, if he's available in the second round, third round, wherever it may be, If there's an opportunity to draft this kid, we make the call to get this guy. You need talent on Detroit, man. It's time to do something different. You know, I know Detroit is known for normally having pocket passes and things of that nature, but I just think that it's time for Detroit to go in a different direction and get a dual threat quarterback, somebody that's can able to scare defenses, keep them honest, take the top off the defense, and be able to scare the defense with their legs. And I want to see that in Detroit, man. I want to see Detroit find talented players, man, talented quarterbacks, talented running backs, wide receivers, all skill position players. I want to see the Lions get better at drafting in these positions, man, because that's the only way you're going to get better, when you get the talented guys on the roster. And Desmond Ridder is a guy that I definitely think that he will be able to come in and compete with the Jared Goff. If Jared Goff is not playing, he's not on his game, because more than likely Jared Goff is going to be a part of the team next season. But it's time to have some QB controversy, or it's time to have some QB competition. And that's something that the Detroit Lions have not had. They have not had any quarterback competition. And I think that it's time. So if you're the Detroit Lions and you're Brad Holmes and you're the scouting team and you're Dan Campbell, this season has to be about winning football games. It's time to win football games in Detroit. You know, this fan base deserves a winner. They stick out to this team through and through. And, you know, through the hard times, through losing all of these football games, to not even being irrelevant at all, the fans still stick behind this team and they still support them. And I want to see the Lions get better, man. I want to see them be able to compete in the NFL and not be the doormats of the NFL. So definitely, Lions, make a case, and also make sure you make a point of interest in quarterback Desmond Ridder of Cincinnati, because I definitely think that this kid has the goods. He has what it takes to be a competitive quarterback in the NFL. He has the size, and he has the dual threat ability. So, all right, you guys, this is Raw Detroit, and I'm out of here. Until next time, peace.